Well, hello everyone to New Horizon Racing League, and you join us here in Russia. I'm your host, Game Things, and like always, I am joined by Connor. Welcome back.
Hello, welcome back.
Now, unfortunately, we're hit by a similar thing we kept being hit by in the first season. We have single-digit drivers.
Hopefully it's a small hiccup. They all wanted to race, they were all notified, and they said they were going to do it, so I don't know why we're missing half the grid.
No, well, luckily we should be back to normal numbers next week, I suppose.
I really hope so. We put the effort in. I really appreciate the drivers that do turn up, and it's just a shame that we can't have just more competitive racing. It's not the best first impressions of the two new guys we've got making their debut today.
Yes, Zippo and Killer. Let's hope that Killer is some good driving then. Now, interestingly enough, Russia itself is a very interesting track, isn't it? You can get your lap invalidated easily through Sector 2, but ultimately, from Russia onwards, this is kind of unfamiliar territory for New Horizon.
Yeah, I mean, the highlights from Season 1 was my battle with Psycho Mitch. I'm hoping we can have another battle again. There's a few corners on here that can catch drivers out, specifically in the second sector. And, yeah, some of the curves and track limits are a little bit weird. Some curves you can cut for days and you can gain a lot of lap time. Others, if you touch the curb, lap invalidated for no reason. So you just got to pick your lines carefully.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks. But if that does happen, it might spice up the grid positions, maybe.
Yep, and I've just looked at the weather. We're expecting an interesting race, I'd say.
Oh, is it wet?
We have overcast quali, race, sunny, into overcast, into last 5 minutes of rain.
That last 5 minutes might as well be insignificant. It's not going to affect anyone.
Well, it says plus 20 minutes overcast and plus 45 will be intermediate, so I can't remember the race distance, but that by the looks of it, it's either going to be the last quarter or the last third.
I really don't think we'll get any rain throughout the race. If we do, it's going to be like the last few laps of the race anyway. So
yeah,
it won't matter.
Raindrops coming onto the line.
Yeah, so it might as well not talk about it.
We'll see what happens. I mean, even though I just hope this isn't the start of something negative with the league, but normally when we tend to have low numbers, we've had a fair decent amount of racing. It's been entertaining. Every time we've gone to Bahrain, it's been low numbers, and personally for me, I think Bahrain for this season was fantastic. And because we've got all the guys from the top end of the grid, we should be scrapping with each other.
True. I mean, let's not forget, last season, yeah, we had around this type of numbers, but this was our first season. But even though it had no numbers, race after race, it was still very interesting.
Yeah, it's always going to be different in terms of our finishers. I think now that we've the grid for this race has been shaken up a little bit already due to some drivers deciding not to return. Maybe someone can get a lucky podium today that we haven't really seen for a while.
I'm hoping for Robot.
I hope one of the Ferraris can get a podium. Just because I don't believe they've actually had a podium so far.
Well, to be fair, Zippo... No, Zippo's in a Sauber, sorry.
Alpha Sauber.
Just call it Sauber because it's 2018 game. It's a Sauber. Yeah. I honestly thought he was in the Ferrari because I can't tell the bloody difference between the colours of Ferrari and Sauber.
You can't tell the difference between red and white. You should probably see a doctor.
No, on the icons on the map and on the left, it has the colours representing each team. The Sauber colours and the red colours.
Scarlet red.
I can't tell the freaking difference.
You'll get used to it.
At least I hope that in the next game it'll be different.
I don't know. That all depends on down to the graphics crew.
Let's see what the game's like. However, there is one thing that I must talk about, Connor.
Go for it.
To all you eagle-eyed viewers watching this, you may notice there is no pink cars. So I can promise you one thing: they're not going to keep up their domination.
Well, in terms of the Force India constructors fight, it's not over in terms of them being constructors. I mean, Lord has his own personal reasons of not returning, and T. Jonas has respectfully decided that I don't think he wants to race without a teammate, because those two get on so well with each other that it's a really shame that we're not having them for the rest of the season. It's too early for me to say if they'll be back for season 3 or not. That's just going to depend on how they feel about it. But in terms of the constructors fight, it's still not over, but I'm not expecting me and Collins to walk it at the moment, because we are 30 points behind, but those seats are vacant and anyone can jump into it.
30 points behind, and also 6 races left. Something dramatic has to happen in every single race for them to still get crowned champions of Force India.
Yeah, I mean, if say if we do get another driver or another pairing in until the end of the season, one, they're going to need to be finishing on the podium, and two,
I mean,
me and Collins actually need to finish.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if you guys have a good result today, you're taking the lead anyway.
Yeah, I think, for example, say if I win the race, I would need Collins to finish
6th.
Just more than 5 points, and then that's for us to
well, pretty much
take the lead of the constructors. But I'm not taking anything for granted.
Well,
I thought I had Spa in the bag.
Well, to be fair, Connor, pretty much looking at the actual things on here, the lowest points is 8th, and that's 4 points. So I'm pretty sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, but that depends if I'll win the race or not. With the competition of Zippo, I'm not expecting to win the race. My personal goal, I'm expecting a podium, but again, it just depends who's going to be up there.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't win it, both you and Collins has to go on the podium to take the lead.
I'll see what happens. I've been alright with a bit of Russia practice so far. I'm not really worried about anything, and ever since we've had the when Codemasters brought out that tyre update, I believe it's the Hypersofts actually can go the distance they're supposed to, because I've seen league races before. I've commentated on other league races here where the Hypers have burned by lap 3 and their tyre life should have been lap 10. Right, that's me done for the minute.
Well, let's see here. The fastest time is Zippo, our new guy, who is absolutely destroying the competition for 1:32.3. So that's like what?
Do you want to give a rundown of the time so far?
Yeah, so Zippo, like I said, is in the lead for 1:32.3. You are... Oh, actually, no, screw that. Luke is in second now with a 1:32.5. Yeah. You is in third for 33.1. Robot in fourth with 33.1. Collins in fifth of 1:34.0. Psycho for 1:35.0. And Meaty with a 1:35.9. However, Killer hasn't set a time yet, even though he is on a flying lap now.
Completely in the dark with Killer, because with him making his debut, I've heard word from Luke, who tested him.
Oh,
I've got a feeling he'll be very solid midfield.
I think this lap's been invalidated.
Oh, I've got an invalid lap for coming into the pit lane.
Fair enough. Anyway, well, from the looks of it, there is practically nothing separating you and Robot right now, so...
Is Robot still behind me? I'm being wheeled back into the garage at the minute, so I can't see anything.
Yeah, he's still behind you, but it's practically nothing. It's like, it's 400ths of a second.
Yep.
Oh, it's like, was it invalidated? And Killer has gone up to 5th. No, Collins has overtook you.
Oh.
Collins has moved up to 3rd for 1:33.0. So, can't even pull your finger out, otherwise for the first time, Collins actually might out-qualify you.
He won't.
Looks like everyone's coming into the pits now for a little break, ready for their next flying lap. Meaty has overtook his teammate for 1:34.2. So the Ferraris are actually the slowest people on the grid.
Just give me 1 second, sorry. Right. I am going to do something
There is
different.
Oh, that's just a Ferrari going slowly. What are you doing?
Well, I've not set a time on the Hypersoft yet.
Oh, yeah. Let us get what tyres everyone is on, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, so the two people who have actually put on Hypersoft times, yeah, is Collins and Robot, who are in respective 3rd and 5th, where everyone else has set a time on the Ultra.
There was something that I was going to talk to you about. Have you been paying attention to what's been happening in real life Formula 1 this week?
Oh yeah, it's returned, hasn't it? It's returned!
Yeah, and it's not been like the happiest of starts. A bit of bad news already.
Oh yeah, that is... I think I know what you're on about. Ugh. I know this ain't really... I know we want to keep this league cheerful, but sign of respect, we all pay tribute to Mr. Whiting.
Yeah, I was actually very shocked when I heard about it. So I think everyone in the F1 family has actually been taken aback by it.
Yeah, so we might be a little league, but us too sends our respects to the pretty much a legend to the sport.
Oh yeah, sure. He's been doing this for about 20 years, I think.
Well, officiating.
Yeah, well, the role that he had, I think he started doing it in the late 90s, I believe.
So he's definitely seen some amazing races, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's seen Schumacher, Alonso, Button, Hamilton, Vettel, Kimi.
Yeah, he's had a life full of achievement. He should have no regrets for anything.
Yes, and I think why everyone's going around their formation lap, I'm going to stay quiet for a minute.
Sounds good. Oh, what the hell am I doing? I'm just prattling about now. I'm not even making Apex properly.
I'm following you right now.
Yeah, I've put in a lot of practice before the break, but I've not been back in the UK for that long to have time to start playing this game properly, so I'm a little bit rusty if I'm honest.
Well, you're doing well, third and fourth at the teamwork, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit nervous on race pace at the moment.
That is fair. That is fair. Regardless of happens, it's going to be interesting. You got a point there.
Watch when the rain comes down.
Oh, Connor!
So I didn't even see all that. I can see it's purple. I've not seen my lap time yet. I don't even know if it's any good.
You have gone into the 31s.
Is that good? I don't know what everyone else is doing.
Luke Beck has retired from third place. But third place though for the McLaren, that's well done. But if you want to know what that is, you have gone up to pole with a 1:31.9, and that is nearly half a second quicker than Zippo.
Yeah. Oh god, this is going to be one hell of a race. Because for starters, I'm going to need to actually get a decent start. My starts are not good.
Who's the flag for? Oh, that's a slow move in Ferrari. That's just like trimming out of the way.
They're letting by, yeah. Yeah, my starts haven't been all that great. All of my pole positions, I've lost about 3 places at the start.
One thing I want to say, do not start on the front row at this track.
It's not the front row I'm worried about. It would be the second or third row, because that's where they all start running into the back of each other.
There we go, what's going to happen? Oh, Meaty has retired from this race, and Killer has gone up to 4th. He has.
Not bad in his debut.
Yes, he has set a time of a 1:32.6.
Oh, just set a purple sector time coming into the pit lane.
Oh, and also Zippo has decided to retire, so I'm pretty sure you might be on pole here.
Yeah, we've got less than a minute left, so I think the grid's going to be set of how it is.
Unless someone can do something, he's going validated. Oh, actually, Collins has done a purple in sector 1.
I've got to see this. Let me try ride on board with him.
Don't get invalidated here, it's so easy.
Trap.
Oh, he's alright, I think that's fine. Whip it into the corner. He's doing fine. What's his sector 2 delta?
Hasn't come up yet. It's at the end of the straight.
And it's right now. It's not telling me what the delta is.
I ain't got the delta, but I can see his time.
Yeah, I think he had 33 seconds in the second sector.
Oh, I've just lost visual on him.
Okay, well, I'm about to tell you what's he going to do, because he's going to come round the penultimate corner. Is he going to take fall off his teammate? Is he going to be in front row for the Mercedes? It's a front row! Collins hasn't beaten his teammate, but he goes second. It's a Mercedes 1-2 here in Russia.
That's quite unexpected.
There's only one person we've got to wait to see now, and that's Robot, who's about to go round the penultimate corner himself. He's going really slowly.
You could move Collins, it'll be him.
No, he hasn't improved on his time.
He's not done it.
Well, actually, he has improved on his time, but he starts 7th. Disaster! But well done, Mercedes 1-2 with Connor in pole and Collins in 2nd. It makes you think, what have the Force Indians done if they were here?
This is making me think of the team order situation now. Just keep an eye on this start. It's going to be messy.
Let's see. Anyway, that's been qualifying. Join us back in the race.